There's somebody online. This is the
planner.
Yeah. They might be able to hear you right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Both B and C?
B and
I
C.
expect Steve Nemad, the attorney, will be on shortly.
Yes,
So,
I'm on now.
Yep, there he is.
You're on the record
Oh, you're on video live.
live.
wow,
Gotta wait 4 minutes or so.
okay.
Get pripped and prepped.
This is great. I haven't even been into makeup yet.
Makeup.
Telling you, we're 4 minutes early.
Let's test everything out. Where's the phone?
Hi, Rodney. Rodney's going to come on.
I'm going to put you on speakerphone.
It's like here, and it's going to come out.
Okay, Rodney, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. All right, just so you know, we're live, all right?
Okay.
Is Emily Gibbons on the phone? The meter on their side or from our side?
They can hear, but you can't hear now.
Emily, are you on the phone?
I might as well start recording.
Hi, this is Emily Gibbons.
Okay, good.
Hi, this is Craig Hurlis from Palestine Associates.
How are you?
Good.
Are we ready?
Beginning? End is fine because we're not going to be taking the action.
Hey, everybody, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I can, yes.
So right now you are muted in the courtroom, but when we get to the speaking part of the meeting, I'll unmute everybody, okay?
1 minute.
Thank you, great.
All right, thanks.
Is there going to be early public comment?
Yes.
By phone?
Steve, can you still hear me?
We're gonna see.
I can. Can you hear me?
Yep, I assume when they unmute, you'll be the one talking, and I'm not gonna say anything unless you.
If anyone.
Ask, yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to get, do we have anyone for early comment? Early public comment?
Anyone on the phone for early public comment? No one for early public comment.
Okay. You ready? I'd like to bring the meeting of the Township of Hamilton to order, Monday, April 6th, 2020. Stand for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law by posting a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board in the municipal building and by publication in the Press of Atlantic City and the Atlantic County Record on January the 15th, 2020. In conformity and compliance with recommendations and advice of county, state, national, and international public health agencies regarding public crowd gatherings during the COVID-19 pandemic, including any directive of the New Jersey Division of Local Government Services, the Township of Hamilton will provide live streaming capabilities of its meetings commencing April the 6th, 2020. pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act 10:4-6. The meetings will remain open to the public with opportunities for public questions and comments via the following call-in number and access code: 1-877-309-2073, access code 146-624-485. Residents who wish to view the meeting will be able to access the meeting via live streaming from www.townshipofhamilton.com under Quick Information Township Committee Meeting Videos. You may want to mute the YouTube feed while you call in to avoid an echo. Mr. Kane?
Here.
Mr. Gishard?
Present.
Mr. Kurtz?
Here.
Mr. Patali?
Here.
Mayor Shanker?
Here. Can we have a moment of silence for private reflection? Please keep in mind those who have lost their lives to this pandemic. Thank you. We have no additions and deletions. We have anyone for public comment that came up?
Lisa?
Would anyone like to speak at early comment?
No? Okay. Very good. Thank you. We have the 2020 budget, a resolution to introduce the 2020 budget and set aside and to set the public hearing for May 4th, 2020.
I'll make that resolution to introduce the 2020 budget and set the public hearing for May 4th.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Just so everybody's aware, this was the budget that was introduced in the last meeting, but we did not move forward with it due to some funding that was outstanding from the state. We did receive small portion of funding for that, and so tonight we're moving it forward. Rita, can we do a roll call on that, please?
Yes. Mr. Kane?
I just want to thank the Budget Committee on their hard work on it. Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes, I want to thank the Budget Committee and the employees also
Mr.
for
Kurtz?
their hard work.
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carry.
Thank you. No discussions, public hearing and adoption of ordinances. A, ordinance number 1923, 2020, an ordinance adopting an amendment to the redevelopment plan for the entirety of the Township of Hamilton, a designated rehabilitation area with respect to property identified as Block 1321, Lots 1 and 2 on the tax map of the Township of Hamilton.
I'll move 1923, 2020.
I'll second it.
A second.
We need to have a,
This is a public hearing, right? So we need to open this up to the public.
Does anyone from the public wish to speak?
Not I.
Move to close the public portion.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to move to close the public portion. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Now you can move the ordinance.
I'll move 1923, 2020.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions. Rita, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes.
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Patali?
Yes.
And Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. B, ordinance 1924, 2020, an ordinance authorizing the sale of lots 6 and 7 in the block of 366 as shown on the tax map of Township of Hamilton and granting to the owner or owners of said real property contiguous to the same due to right to prior refusal to purchase such land in the Township of Hamilton. This is just a normal land sale.
Yes.
Yes.
Is there anybody that would like to speak? This is open to public portion.
Is there anyone on the call who wishes to speak?
Move to close the public portion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to close the public portion. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. We need a motion to move the ordinance.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, Rita, can we get a roll call vote on this, please?
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
yes,
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. C, ordinance 1925-2020, an ordinance authorizing the sale of Lot 26 in the block of 334 as shown on a tax map of the Township of Hamilton and granting to the owner or owners of said real property contiguous to the same the right of prior refusal to purchase such land in the Township of Hamilton. This is a public hearing. Anybody in the public like to speak?
Motion to close public portion?
One second. Does anyone from the public wish to speak?
No? Okay. John?
Motion to close public
Thank
portion?
you.
Second.
A motion and a second to close the public portion. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. I'll entertain a motion to move the ordinance.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to move ordinance 1925-2020. Are there any questions? No questions? Rita, can you give me a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
yes,
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and adopted.
Thank you. We have no introduction of ordinances, no awards of bids, contracts, or change orders. We move to the consent agenda.
Is there anything, Bob, you wanted to pull,
B and
B and C, I understand?
B and C?
Yeah.
I see no reason to do that.
No? Okay. Well, then I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda items A through F.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Number 9, personnel. A resolution to promote Sergeant Nicole Nelson to the rank of lieutenant at the salary of $122,55, effective 4/8/20.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, Rita, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard? Mr. Gishard?
is that me?
Yes, sir.
Rodney?
Yes,
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
B, a resolution to promote Sergeant Christopher Prischka to the rank of lieutenant and a salary of $122,055, effective 4/8/20.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, Rita, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
yes,
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
C, resolution to promote Officer Lawrence Fernan to the rank of sergeant at the salary of $414.47, effective 4/8/20.
So
Make that
moved.
motion.
Second.
A motion and second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, roll call vote, please, Rita.
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
yes,
Mr. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
D, resolution to promote Officer Christopher Rizzo to the rank of sergeant at the salary of $112,414.47, effective 4/8/20.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, Rita, could we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane,
Yes.
Mr. Gishard,
Yes.
Mr. Kurtz,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale,
Yes.
Mayor Shanker.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. 10, we move on to approvals. A, minutes of March 16th, 2020, regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. B, minutes to the March 16th, 2020, executive session.
So moved.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, Rita, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane.
Yes.
Mr. Gishard,
Yes.
Mr. Kurtz.
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Shanker.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. C, bill list total, $1,828,501.40.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, Rita, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Kane.
Yes.
Mr. Gishard,
Yes.
Mr. Kurtz,
Yes.
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor Shanker.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. We move to reports. Mr. Administrator.
Real briefly, I will just want to thank the committee and let the public know that we are all in regular communications during the pandemic. We're doing regular updates with everyone, and from a local standpoint, the police department has done an exceptional job with the Office of Emergency Management in managing the process. As we all know, this is a process that has to be worked through the Office of Emergency Management up to the county and then to the state and then obviously to the federal government. Our people are all cooperating at all levels with the different groups and working very well. From what I can see, except for some minor things about fishing, people have complied pretty well. We've got a few arrests, nothing major. But I think the employees are doing an exceptional job under a very stressful situation. And like I said, I just want to thank the committee and all the employees for their support and their work during this period.
Difficult times for everybody, sick or not. Mr. Solicitor.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Steve's not on the line, is he? Engineer?
I can call him.
No,
No,
that's
he
fine.
submitted a written report.
That's fine. That's good. Okay. Township committee members? Carl.
A busy couple of weeks, to say the least. I am a quote unquote essential employee, so I'm working. Although I wish I was working from home. Unfortunately, no. Just want to say I do a lot of traveling for work. Saw a big decrease in the cars on the road, and slowly but surely it's building up. I just like to say to everybody, stay home, please. Went to Acme yesterday. We're trying to go every 2 weeks, and it wasn't real crowded. It was nice. People were wearing their masks and staying away from each other, and that's all we can do. This is a tough situation. It's nice to see a lot of the local restaurants and businesses step up and do some of the things that they're doing, donating food. I got some masks from Aztec Sand and Gravel, dropped them off with the fire company. It's heartwarming to see all this going on, everybody helping each other, and I think it's going to lead to good things once this is over with. It's going to lead to some good things, and it's going to be tough, but in the end, we'll be in good shape. We got a good crew here. So take care. Wash your hands. That's all.
Good. Thank you. John?
I'd like to say a great job to the interview committee for the police officers. 2 lieutenants and 2 sergeant promotions. 2 sergeant promotions were a very good thing to happen. Great people, very talented, and I know we had a lot. You guys probably had a lot to go through, but great job. Other than that, it's just I wish the best on this pandemic and hope that it ends sooner than later, but it sure doesn't look good right now, particularly in the area of of small business. I have a lot of friends in small business operations that are really suffering. There are some things out there to help them, but they've got snags in them too. So it's like everything, you got to do your homework, stay diligent, and try to apply for these things when you can, as close best you can. And I do see that at the stores, like Carl said, it looks like people are practicing a little more of this social distancing and trying to stay indoors. But it's going to be, like they say, a little bit worse probably before it gets better. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Charlie?
I'd just like to, Arch, I'd like to thank you and the entire staff here. With things moving so quickly and things changing on a daily basis, for the public's consumption, Arch holds a daily briefing to keep all the department heads in sync and to keep the township committee members apprised of what is going on. We appreciate that. That way we know what you need, what the department heads need. I want to thank Rita's office is getting bombarded. I would ask people, if you don't need information from there right now, don't wait till this is over and then come back and ask for it. If you don't have to Oprah right now, don't Oprah right now. They're working at half staff to keep separated the way they are, and we need to give them all a break. As John, I thank you for mentioning the lieutenants and the sergeants. It's a shame they couldn't be here this evening, so that it's a big event for them when they receive these promotions, and it's a shame because of this they can't be here. But I'm sure that once we get through this, and we will get through this, that we'll have a ceremony and do it publicly. I just say my prayers for everyone. I pray for our world leaders. I pray for the leadership in this country to make the right decisions and help us all get through this. We've never seen anything like this in our lifetimes. I sure pray that we never see anything like it again. And there will be a new norm when we come out the other side of this. So I just, I say my prayers for everyone.
Thank you, Charlie. Rodney?
Yes. We all hear about the first responders and the fantastic job they do. And I just want to point out that our first responders, that we recognize the job they will be doing and are doing. Like the first responders with 9/11, of course, they knew what they were getting into. At least they could see what they were getting into. Our first responders on this plague don't really know what they're getting into, but they know it's dangerous and could have serious repercussions. So we really appreciate what you're doing for us. I'd like to also recognize the passing of a longtime resident of Mays Landing and of NISPA in particular, and that is Howard Simmons. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodney. I would just, I'm going to reiterate a lot of what's already been said here. The police promotions was very difficult because of the talent that we have in our police department on both levels. Picking the people we thought, it was not an easy decision. Took a lot of time trying to figure it out, and I think we came up with the right choices, and I congratulate all of them. And we will have something when this is all done, just like they get sworn in on the 8th, which is Wednesday, but we will have something publicly here when this is all done. I'd also like to take a moment to thank Arch Liston and all the department heads for stepping up during this time. This has been a very difficult time. I'm sure when Arch came on board, he didn't exactly sign up for this part, but everyone's done a great job, and I appreciate all the employees. It's been difficult. It's been scary. It's been, there's a lot of unknown here, but when you come into this building, I think things are under control, and try and keep everybody as calm as possible. And, we're going to move on. We're going to get past this, and hopefully we can get past this without any cases. The other thing I'd like to say is anybody that needs help at all, in any way, you need to contact Township Hall. We'll get you to the right people, whether it's another citizen or whether it's somebody in this building or one of us sitting on this dais. We'll do whatever we can to help you. So please don't hesitate, whether it's, food or anything, medical needs, however we can help you. Just a quick report, and these numbers are ever changing. It looks like we have about 140 cases in Atlantic County right now. I believe our count in Hamilton is 6. Is that correct?
We're up today.
Is it 11 now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So it is climbing. I can just ask all of you to please, stay home. I know it's difficult. I've been doing a lot of it myself, and I'm not a person that's at home much. So this is kind of different. My wife and I are getting to know each other again. I don't know whether that's good or not, but the other piece of news, if you haven't heard yet, the Atlantic County test facility looks like it will be open as early as Thursday, but keep in mind that you have to have a doctor's prescription. You cannot just go there. You have to have the symptoms and a doctor's prescription to get a test. And this will all be laid out by the county in the next day or two. But like I said, it looks like Thursday they should have it up and running. That's all I have. Just everybody stay safe, stay home. Lisa, I'd like to open this up to public comment. Is there anyone in public comment? Anyone like to speak in public comment?
Is there anyone on the call who'd like to speak?
Move to close the public portion.
Second?
Or no? Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second to close the public portion. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those
Sure.
opposed?
I have an announcement to make.
Yes.
We added a late agenda item for a closed session to deal with an issue of contract,
Okay.
and there could be action taken thereafter.
Okay.
No,
No.
no action.
So, and I take that back for the public's edification. And with that, we can entertain a motion to go in, and I'll give you some instruction at that point.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to go into executive session. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it.
Be it resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Hamilton that this meeting be adjourned to an executive session to discuss the following matter, which is exempt from public discussion pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law, solid waste contract, attorney-client privilege. Be it further resolved that the governing body will not reconvene. Be it further resolved that the results of said executive session shall be made known as soon as the basis for confidentiality is no longer confidential.
We're in executive, I just would remind you all,
Are we?
Hold on, let's vote.
Wait a second.
Shut everything down.
Still-
This one